Hello, welcome back to the SRE Simplified. I'm Maxim Prokopov, and today we're gonna talk about the probably most important concept of service reliability engineering, which is service level agreement. We learn how to measure it, what are the challenges, and how to tackle those. Let's go. So let's start with a simple example. Imagine you have a company that produces apples. Let's draw some apple here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And requirement is to produce green apples with no defects, no worms. So imagine we produced 5 apples. So 4 of those meet requirements and 1 not. So these 4 consider as good. This 1 is bad. So let's count. Let's divide 4 good apples by total number of output apples, 5. We have 80% of the good apples related to total apples. So if you come to an agreement with the customer that 80% is actually a target value, then you can call it SLA or service level agreement. That means whenever your production meets the requirements, you fit the SLA, and at the end of billing period, this is important thing. Billing period means so whenever you finished production of what you're supposed to produce, you need to produce the payment. So to do the transaction, to change money on your, let's say, outcome. And the essence of SLA agreement, service level agreement, is to whenever your services do not meet the requirement, let's say in this case 80%, some payback should happen or negative consequences of that. So let's deep dive into the same example, and another apples, like 5 apples, have been produced. This time all 5 apples were good. That means 5 good apples divided by 5 total produced apples, 100%. And if you think about the previous outcome, you have could be better. And in this time, considering the previous outcome, you've produced 8 apples of good quality divided by 10 apples total. It's still 80%. See? This means the whole idea actually covers the any production that you can do, any amount of apples. So what could go wrong. So you want to know when your production actually is about to break your promises. Let's say you promised your customer to output 80% of good apples at the end of the month, but your current production, say you're producing 5 apples, and you already do not meet the requirements. So what do you need to do? You need to establish a dedicated guy who will watch the production, and actually he should be increasing the counter whenever he meets the good apple. He just increases the good counter by 1 for each apple. So in this case he will increase the counter of good by 3, counter for bad by 2, and you will have the ratio like 2/3. That will definitely be less than 80%, but in this case this guy should create an alert. Something goes wrong, so we need to be careful. If we continue producing in the same pace with the same outcome, we just never meet the target requirement. That's why alert should be processed. So the severity of alert is an important thing. So you can set up something like, if you produce like 1 apple per 5, which is bad, you can create like a warning alert, and whenever your production falls up to 3 apple or even 2 good apples per total 5, then it should be like a very critical thing. You should stop your pipeline and start investigation. So as you can see, the concept itself is not very hard to understand. What is really challenging is to establish the monitoring and establish alerting based on your monitoring. So think about the use cases, how you can apply this knowledge in your particular company and establish good quality service level agreements with your customers. Take care, see you next time.